Hi, I'm Hot Scratcher. I'm here today with Jay.
Hey, Jay Adams, WCH.
You're from LA.
Born in LA, raised in Compton, and then went to school at Powers Development in Beverly Hills for acting.
I didn't know you were an actor. That's awesome.
Entertainment business, music business.
You worked for some big labels before, right?
Yeah, I've worked with some major labels. Starting off in my career, I got into music. It kind of led me to producing my own shows. I got good at that. That led me to getting picked up by certain labels that needed promoters. At that time in 97, we were coming into the big flyer age. So
What is
that
that?
time, like the real glossy flyers in LA.
Oh, okay.
One of my main strengths was Street Team. There was a radio station out here at 92.3, and I used to work with them in the 8th grade. Can you imagine that? So I've been a promoter for a long time. Do one thing successful, get the word out. All in Hollywood, young promoter. I'm 22 years old. I'm beating all the clubs up, doing shows. People hear about you, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
There's a lot of people here in the industry, but at the end of the day, it's just hard to find someone who's really good at what they do, no matter what industry you're in.
Right. It wasn't always like that, though. But unfortunately, we are there today.
This is a side. Tell me about what the Street Team did back in the day.
Street Team is what I consider like one of the lifebloods of generating fan base excitement. Out at different events with flyers, with merch, t-shirts. That was always popular. It still kind of is. Showing up, high school, carnivals, events, playing the music, still giving away free tickets.
A branding campaign, in a sense.
Yeah, basically, I feel like so many artists, tattoo artists, music artists, so many people suffer because they just don't understand that has never gone away.
Yeah,
You know?
artists complain about algorithm, I'm shadow banned, but I'm like, you all can always do IRL marketing. It's never went away.
It's always there, man.
Yeah.
It's never gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean?
What did you do in the music industry?
I was an artist, so I was producing my own show. I was promoting my own shows. I was setting up the sound for my own show. I was hosting my own shows, and I was headlining my own show. From that promoting good shows, that led to the record labels actually coming to me for hot opening act.
You ended up being a talent scout, sort of?
Right. That's where it led to me being a talent scout.
Do you work out percentages? What's the money look like for
I've been paid both ways, man. I mean, I've been hired right out. I've been hired percentages. I bring the artist, the label wants to deal with them, does a deal, I get a percentage. When I did the Sierra and 50 Cent record, Can't Leave Them Alone. So there was shady aftermath involved because 50 Cent appeared on that. I got the job through somebody I knew at Interscope. So a lot of times what I always tell new artists and new promoters and managers today, it's about getting outside, man. You know, like how you and I met. I love people. So I've always been outside. I've always been in the mix. That's what's led me to labels. You do a good job at something, somebody's going to recognize that. That's going to lead to you booking a meeting. Everything in this business is about what we did. It's all about the follow-up.
Well, yeah, what are some labels you've worked for and what are your favorite?
Working on the Sierra track, like I told you, with Interscope. Well, this is like one of my Bibles.
Can we show it?
Back all the way up to working for the NFL in 2006. The most of my work that I could keep up with, I went in a book. You know, I'm an actor, right? So back in the day, you got gigs with a headshot and your resume on the back. So I was going for a big gig with Shaq's company and I needed my resume. So I was able to pull what I was able to pull, and this just became the Bible that I just added.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
You actually got like actual CD.
Yeah, I was able to actually keep some of them, man. That Sierra record was a big record for my career. Kelly Price was a good record for me as well. The reason I love the Sierra record so much, 50 Cent, rap artist, Sierra, R&B artist, Shady Aftermath, Dr. Dre's label. We're both from Compton. So that was like legendary for me.
What was your involvement with that album with Sierra?
Product promotion, getting all the CDs out in stores we were doing. So that turns into a lot of work. It was a lot you did to work a record versus what we're doing today.
And now you have to study digital marketing.
Right.
Straight up.
Do
or die.
Yeah, digital marketing today. Because I fought it for a long time, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was a dinosaur. It was hard to change. These last 2 years, I've totally embraced the digital era.
What was the moment?
I've retired from this business, but music is in my blood. I believe I'll be doing this till I die. So it was like, well, we're in this digital age, and that's what led me to the artist that I signed.
Truth City?
Yeah, Truth. Yeah. That's my biggest digital success to this date. It's not too often where you print out CDs and they all sell out.
This was his debut album, right?
That's his debut album.
I was doing a little bit of research and I was like, that's his debut had that many streams. That's crazy.
It's amazing, man. Shout out to Matthew Markoff and 80, man. Dude is a brilliant dude, man. So this album means the most to me because it's the first on my own as a manager.
As an entrepreneur,
as
with
an
your own
entrepreneur
business.
with my own business.
That's huge. Congrats, man.
Thanks, man. I still use today as a promoter, #1 Heat Seeker album, Fontana Universal. Shout out to Cocaine, Trump Titan, the whole family over there. Buddy Boy, Give Me All Mine. That was a Billboard on the cover album. As a promoter, I still use that in meetings because I did the last mixtape he did with Crazy Tunes, rest in peace, on the back street. Was the main promoter, head street team leader for that. Head promoter, head street team leader for Trump Titan Entertainment. Then we got that #1 album with Cocaine. That solidified me as a promoter. Labels still call on me, you know what I mean? But this album with Truth, Undeniable, that still means the most to me because that's my baby. We signed this deal together. He's not just an artist I manage, he's my partner.
I bet he got a better deal with you than the most labels too, probably.
Yeah, man. Truth has a great deal, man. Bro, shout out to Brian Shafton, man, and Justin Supowitz, man. Great dudes, man, doing great things over at Compound Interest, man, for artists.
What you're building is really incredible. I mean,
Appreciate it.
and you're definitely getting money back into the hands of artists. Now it's like, it makes sense. You're doing digital marketing, doing AI marketing is now, right?
We've kind of been on that, to be honest. Been on that like 2 years. Team has already been on it. That's why we're going viral on some things right now. Where marketing is now, the digital marketing, automation, AI. Make the money you can make now, because I don't know where this thing is fitting to go. But right now, where it's at now, you're crazy not to get involved.
I mean, you've been in the industry a long time. Things always boom and then bust. It's just how it
always,
goes.
man. It's just how it goes.
But you don't want to miss the boom.
Nah, you don't want to miss this boom, and we're in a boom right now. That's why we're pushing people to like, come on, man, get involved with this now, because it's some sick money being made and happening. Like, I'm just looking at things that we're doing, YouTube going viral. One of my clients went from 1 million to 4 million on the podcast. So it's like, now how do we drop ads on that and maximize on that? Our Facebook, my partner GQ.shop, J Davila, 18, 20 million views on a post in a month.
For everyone watching this in the Midwest and the rest of the country, Meta and YouTube pay out every month. Those checks get crazy.
Yeah, man.
They're bigger than you would think.
Yeah, that's why we're all investing so much now in the curation of this app. Everybody's like, well, why aren't you on TikTok yet?
They don't pay as good as YouTube.
They
or
don't
Meta.
pay as good. So my stuff is going so crazy just on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm like, let's maximize that. So let's make that money, man. The average artist can't afford to hire me as their consultant, the average tattoo artist. So what I came up with for this app was, what I started seeing is there's so much dope talent out here. If I can help develop it, that's what I was going to do. So I made that decision, and this app is the living proof of that. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you can afford to be promoted. It's like, let's get it done and network it.
That's great. I mean, you're a scout. You're a talent scout. You have an eye for that stuff.
I'm so stoked because I see another relationship and partnership with my friends at the major labels, artists who want to stay independent. There's a lot of things you can do to position yourself to be successful in your business. Go get a licensing deal. Go get a distribution deal.
Real negotiating power instead of just taking whatever deal. You're like, well, you're helping people be independent, make money, and that's cool.
Right.
It's also like a really wholesome entrepreneurial endeavor, what you're doing.
I think so, man. I appreciate that, though, man. It feels good to hear that.
Just want to take a minute to thank you for coming on today and sharing some time with us. Where can we find you at?
Easiest way to find me right now, J Adams WCH on Instagram.
You're on your IG.
Yeah.
Okay, but just want to take a minute to thank JOYBEES. They sent me their adult trucker clog. This shoe is literally amazing. I've been skateboarding in it all over LA. Skateboarding in this style shoe, literally. If you're like me and you need a shoe that breathes, adult trekking clog by JOYBEES. Literally amazing. I know 2 rock stars in Indiana. I can't convince them to come here, and it kills me. Like, how important you think it is to get to LA if you're trying to be a headlining star?
Well, I think it's major, man. Like, I know hot artists, like, shout out to my boy Todd and Beat Punishers, man, the T-Hunt and the whole camp in Ohio. It's like with them, you know, how do you get out there popping, but you're in Ohio? Yeah. So I tell guys, if you can't move to LA, you really got to network online to really get somebody in LA. You can't move to LA, which I always say, just sacrifice, man, and make it happen. If you believe in what you really want to do, LA is like where it's at.
Daniel and Kenny, listen to this man. I hope they listen, man.
That's dope.
So how do people hire you for promotion?
The easiest way to hire me, shout out to gku.shop/wch/go, and you guys will be able to find it in the link. Yes, I'm available. People hire me for consultation. People bring me on as their project manager, where I oversee everything, the marketing of the album, social media, the advertising. I can work on your shows. I can help you get in the studio to work on your moves, to get you a choreographer, the artist development. When you sign up with me, you're going to find out everything the majors already want you to have. I'm always willing to talk to artists, but you have to have a label mindset, or at least a serial entrepreneur mindset of the business, because this is strictly a business app. To find your fan base and then keep building. We really break down the road to $1 million record deal. What does that look like? Days of the majors, us having the time to develop you, it's not happening. That's why we created this app.
If you don't like look like you're already doing it, then no one's gonna invest in you, because like they need to know you're gonna make a money.
Yeah, nobody wants to start up anything.
Shout out CJ. Without CJ, we wouldn't have known anything. And without having someone like you to really show you all of the secrets that you can't know, if you want to be big, it ain't really gonna happen unless you invest in someone what you do. We were lucky to get lined up with CJ.
Yeah, it's really major, man. It doesn't happen overnight. The bottom line is it can happen. Days of having to do what French Montana had to do with 14 mixtapes, those days are over with. That's where I'm saying digital marketing should excite everyone, because you no longer have to do that. Your audience can be identified.
Tattoo artists like, oh my God, I hate that I have to advertise, but they run a $10 ad and get 3 bookings and they're like, this is so awesome. Even if it feels painful at first, like when you get that paycheck, you're gonna be like, this is amazing. I love digital marketing.
Oh, yeah, man. You gotta learn to embrace time to pay my promoter, time to pay my publicist, but it pays off. You do those things to get yourselves in position. It's all about positioning too. Don't forget that, you know?
And there is no being an artist without being a business.
Those days are gone, and that's what I be trying to get people to understand. It's really a business that we're in.
Jay, just want to thank you again for talking with us today. It's been incredible learning about the promoting industry and the music industry in LA. Before we go, you got a word of advice for musicians and artists that want to one day earn streaming revenue, make a name for themselves?
Come to LA and hire me, man. That's the biggest thing you can do, man, is cut through the chase. And we've worked years to make it clear, concise, and to the point. You know, shout out to Wendy Day. Everybody in the music business knows who she is. So that's like her main thing. If you're not gonna hire a strategist like me, you at least need to get a consultation and go do that stuff yourself, because you cannot get away from this digital era that we're in.
Facts, man. I say this all the time. Out actually talking to a social media consultant, have someone there coaching.
Shout out to my publicist, man, LC1 PR, man, Cindy, man. Big shout out to her.
Cindy's cool.
Yes. Never give up on your career. First of all, if you really believe in your music, everything starts with a great song. You got to start there.
And thanks for sharing your wisdom with us, for real. So many people out there needed to hear this stuff. You can find Jay on Instagram. Here's his handle right here. We'll put it in the comments. You can send him a DM if you're interested.
So I tell everybody, man, reach out to me. I like the project enough, or I like what you got going on enough, I might get involved anyways.
Don't be afraid to pitch.
Don't be afraid to pitch me. Not to me. Don't be afraid.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So if you guys want to see more interviews like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and make sure to share this with anyone you know who's interested in the music industry or is ready to take their career to the next level. Because this is big game. You don't have to guess no more. Hire someone like you. That's what gets you there. That's all there is to it. Make sure to leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this interview. If you guys got any questions, leave those. Comment who you want us to interview next, like what industry you want to know about. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time.